Price is Right live interactive show is coming to Edmonton for 2 shows, March 17th and 19th. With us this afternoon is Todd Newton, the Emmy Award-winning host of the live show. Hey, Todd, how are you?
Hey, buddy, I'm great, Jeremy. Good to talk to you, and we're excited to come back.
Well, we're excited that the show is coming back. Last year you played at the Jubilee. This year you got a brand new venue at the River Cree. Excited for that?
We are very excited for that. We like the casino shows because it's always top-notch. Top-notch facilities and a very intimate crowd. And we're just, the intimacy plays a big part in this show because as big as the theaters are, we're all game show fans first and foremost. We're game show employees second. So we're rocking. We're set. We got the Plinko board ready to go. We got the big wheel. We got the cash. We got the prizes. It's a good thing.
In the 90s, you were a popular DJ in the U.S. Then I think you kind of got the television bug. How did that evolve into becoming a game show host?
Well, I was on E! Entertainment Television for 12 years, and I was very fortunate to be able to be a red carpet interviewer. I interviewed the biggest stars in the world, and always loved that. Always loved being live. I never particularly cared for second or third takes. I really believe in maximizing the moment and that creates the most authenticity. And when I hosted my first game show in 1999, it was a show called Hollywood Showdown. As soon as I stepped on the set, I realized that I loved interacting with contestants. I loved being next to people when they won life-changing sums of money or new cars that they've needed for a long time, or even just a refrigerator because the one they've got back at the house is rattling and clanking all over the place. And I just really made a conscious decision to devote myself to game show hosting, and I sought out the mentorship of the man that I consider to be the greatest of all time, Bob Barker. And
yes.
He took me under his wing for a long time and taught me how to do this craft. And I do consider it a craft. I consider it my craft and my art. And, this is not a plan B for me like it is for a lot of actors or, what have you. This is what I love doing, and this is what I've devoted my career to. And I've been very fortunate. The game show world has embraced me, and I haven't looked back. Fan of the classics. I love the Bob Barkers. I love the Richard Dawsons, the Gene Rayburns. That, to me, is real game show television. I've never had the pleasure of meeting Drew, but I was doing this show, the live show, for quite a few years before Drew became the host of the TV show. So it was Bob that I had the most exposure to, and I still stay in touch with Bob. And when I have a question, I go to Bob and I ask how he would handle his situation. I often compare it to a high school basketball player who wants to play in the big leagues and he gets the opportunity to spend some time in the gym with Michael Jordan. That's, to me, that's what it feels like every time I get to spend some time with Bob and just learn from the best. I believe that success leaves clues, and no one will ever be more successful at this than Bob Barker.
Again, we got Todd Newton. He's the Emmy Award-winning host of the live show Price is Right, coming to Edmonton for 2 shows, March 17th and 19th at River Cree. And Todd, you touched briefly on some of the games that will be featured that night. Maybe we can delve into maybe a few more other games that are taking part.
Absolutely. Well, there are over 85 different games on the Price is Right television show, and we try to incorporate as many of the favorites in as we possibly can. I tell people when you come see the Price is Right live, it's a lot like to see your favorite band and knowing that they're only going to play the greatest hits. We're like a greatest hits of game shows when we come in. But I can guarantee you we'll have Plinko there. We love bringing Plinko, and last year Edmonton loved cliffhangers, so we'll bring cliffhangers back, and possibly 2 or 3 new ones, to keep things exciting. We like to come back there as much as possible, so we want to keep it fresh, and we'll load up the trucks with some great prizes and bring our tour buses in, and we're going to make a party of it, man. One show wasn't enough for us this time. We had to stay for 2, so it's going to be a real shindig.
Before I let you go, Todd, you're the founder of the Newton Fun for Kids. I found that very interesting. Tell us about that program.
Well, thank you very much, Jeremy, for bringing that up. The Newton Fund for Kids is an organization that I founded with my own children less than a year ago, and all the monies that we raise at NewtonFund4Kids.org go straight to pediatric health care and providing not only physical treatments but also emotional support for the patient and the families when they can't afford it themselves. And anyone who's a parent, you know what it's like when your child gets sick or when they get hurt. And this fund provides the monies necessary to make sure that children all over the world get the care they need and the care that I believe they deserve. So, I appreciate you bringing that up. And the Newton Fund for Kids, the number 4.org is the website. People can get more information there. And we're making some beautiful things happening. I'm really, really grateful.
Todd, you do some great work on that charity as well. I cannot wait to see the show coming up in March 17th and 19th at River Cree. Todd Newton, pleasure having you on the show today.
Jeremy, a pleasure talking to you, man. We look forward to seeing everybody at the casino. We're going to have a good old game show time.